Why did I record a whole intro with no sound? My life. Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one. I am so excited to do this video. I blame my friend Dr. Ash for this purchase. So if you want to see the Shroud Cosmetics Moonfall Palette, swatches, 3 looks, and comparisons, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So let me tell you the backstory about me purchasing this palette, because this was a pass, even though it was very, very tempting. Dr. Ash and I'll link her channel if you don't know who she is, but if you've been around, you probably hear me talk about her a lot. We went to Vegas in March to see Usher, and while we were there, she wore the Moonfall palette, and we were just out and about on the strip. We went to Sephora, we went to a bunch of places. When I tell you, Ashley got like 15 compliments on her eye look, and I will try to imitate that eye look in the first look that you see with this palette. I got no compliments. Like, my look was apparently not giving that day at all. And I'm telling you, we were out all day. Her eyeshadow look, it stayed glorious the entire day, did not fade. I was like, So I was like, when this palette restocks, I am gonna get it. Now, based on Ashley's first purchase that took like 9 months, which was It's Freaking Bad, she knew that she was gonna get this. I got It's Freaking Bad on the restock when they had the pressing machine. And I just feel like those shimmers were different. I don't know, I mean, well, not different, but I just feel like those shimmers had to be different than the original batch. That's what I think, because I did not keep those shimmers. I replaced them with colors that I had that were pretty close to the original. So I was very weary because I did not want to be hoodwinked, bamboozled, and or led astray with this palette. But I made sure I swatched this when I was in Vegas with her, and I was like, I am definitely getting this one, and I have no regrets, y'all. This palette's $45. I used the code BEAUTBEAN, I believe, from Betty Jean here on YouTube, and that's all she wrote. 12-month shelf life. Shroud Cosmetics is an indie brand. They're always vegan and cruelty free. And this palette was actually a collection of singles. I believe they kept the mattes the same, and then they reformulated the shimmers, which I am not mad at. And I have a bunch of indie singles, and I'm still thrilled to have this. So let me show you the palette up close, then we'll get in the swatches, and hopefully I will not forget to put in the swatches in the video like I did with the Lethal one, and I'm sorry about that. All right. So here's the palette up close. Just look how beautiful this is. And I love the layout. Like, you got the 4 shimmers and the 5 mattes. And honestly, the mattes are a huge selling point for me in this palette, because they are not very typical colors that I have. Like, this is a really, really deep blue. You'll see, I do have some dupes. This one right here though, this is a tricky one. This was a bit tricky. I don't think I had a dupe for these, so we'll get to that. Let's take a look at the swatches that I'm gonna make sure to insert. You know, swatches aren't everything. We always say that, but a good swatch never hurts. And these swatches did not disappoint. The mattes are extremely pigmented. I think I swatched the purple one, the first purple shade, twice, just because it was on my wrist and it got a little messy, but everything else was just one swipe. Like I said, a good swatch never hurts. The shimmers are shimming and the mattes are matting. So let me know what you think about this color story. If you purchase this palette, I think this is a really unique color story. Let me know your thoughts. We're gonna get into 3 looks. I'm gonna get ready to do the 3rd look right now. And then we're gonna get into some comparisons, because y'all know I have a lot of singles. So let's get to it. Hey y'all, I'm about to go to work. I'm so excited. I was like, I have to get up and try out this palette because I'm just really excited to have it. It's all Dr. Ash's fault. I'm sure I already told the story. So I have not swatched this. This just came last night. Like, it is fresh. Damn, I should have taken a picture of it. Let me do that real quick, because the pristine condition is about to be over. I'm just gonna throw something together really quick. Staff course has been moved to the morning, so I really don't have time to be fooling around. I need to be at work by 7:25. It is 6:52. We can make it happen. 7:30, I won't be mad at 7:30, but let me tell you what's on my face too. I'm wearing the Westman Atelier Stick Foundation, my Dior Concealer, Rare Beauty Powder, this blush. I do have on my Gucci bronzer, but it's probably covered up. I'm wearing the, not Mai Tai, Sangria RMS blush. And then I'm also wearing my Balm Essential from Chanel, just a little bit over top because I like to look like I'm sweating. And then my lipstick is also by Chanel. It's a demi matte. So just, cause I wasn't sure, well, I want to do a green look. So I didn't want to have anything, you know, that was going to throw it off too much. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's do this. Using the BK Beauty 201 brush, we're going to go into the shade Moon Moss. I'm wearing the NARS eyeshadow base. That's the new one that I'm trying out. Ooh. I didn't even do nothing yet, but ooh, anyway. So excited, y'all. I'm really just putting this on the outer corner and sweeping what I have left over into the transition area. All right, so that's what we've got so far, and I like it. Okay, so I don't know how this is gonna look, but I wanna take the same brush and go into Sentinel, which is this one here. And let's put that on the outer corner. I kind of thought about this look last night, so I didn't have to like scramble around this morning. Okay, I think that's gonna be good. So I'm just brushing it along the lashes and kind of like a diagonal a little bit. And I'll probably come back in and touch that up a bit, but now it's time for the shimmer. All right, I have my Mayron Mixing Medium here in the spray bottle, and I'm using a flat shader by MSQ. That's an Amazon brush brand. I'm gonna go into Artifact, dipping my brush and then spraying. So excited for this one. Gonna go in with my brush for like the initial application, and then I'm gonna build it up with my finger. Ooh, look at that, y'all. Okay, this is really, really beautiful. See, my shades from It's Freaking Bats were not like this. I swear they weren't. That's why I had to throw them away. They were not like this. This is fantastic. All right, let's just keep going. Let's go into Night Song. Oh, this is like, reminds me a bit of like a peacock, right? I'm gonna take Peacock and just place it where the green shimmer meets those outer corner matte shades. Oh yes, look at that. I can't. I'm just trying to merge it a bit. I don't want it to be like a harsh line. No harsh lines. I am loving this. Okay. For the under eye, I'm gonna go back into Moon Moss, and I'm gonna use a smudger from Ig Show. Don't want this to come down too low, so I'm keeping it very close to the lower lashes. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of Sentinel, which was the deeper shade, and just kind of press it along the outer corner just to match the top. I'm gonna take this brush from Bristles Beauty. It is called the P07P brush. And we're gonna go into Devotion for the inner corner. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm gonna spray this one. This is good. I would just spray this one. Well, I would spray all of them, really. This was a good purchase. I'm already happy. I'm just taking a plain brush and just making sure everything looks blended on both sides. All right, here is the first look with Moonfall. I'm so excited. This looks good. Okay, let me put on some liner and mascara, and then I'll be back to continue to let you know how I feel about this one. All right, you guys, I'm back with the finished look for work. Y'all, come on, come on. This is beautiful. And look at the waterline. Do you see that? Do you see it? So for the waterline, I am using a liner from NYX Cosmetics, and it's the shade Blue Trip. So that is gorgeous. I think it really picks up the blue in this look. I think I told you everything else. My mascara is the Maybelline Surreal Falsies mascara. I don't have that sitting right here. All right, let's talk about this look. I think it is beautiful. It's like a peacock. You know what this reminds me of? You remember the Dior Nightbird? I wonder how these shimmers compare. There's probably no comparison. No, probably not. Oh my gosh. I love the inner corner highlight. The blend is beautiful. The shimmers are beautiful. Like I said, in It's Freaking Bats, those shimmers in that one really made my eyelids look kind of wrinkly, and I am not getting that with this. I knew this palette wasn't gonna do this because I did swatch Dr. Ash's palette, and then that's when I decided I was gonna get it at the restock. So I'm not disappointed. This is not going to disappoint. Let's get into another look. I'm gonna go to work, whatever y'all are doing. I hope you are having a great day. All right, you guys, I am back for another look, and I'm really excited. Let me tell you what's on my face first. I'm wearing Westman Atelier foundation, Dior concealer. This blush is Pomelo Peach from House Labs, and this is the shade Alter Ego. From Chanel, I do have on Pat McGrath Desert Glow. And let's go ahead and get started. It is very dreary today, but I am gonna claim a great day. I am going to be taking Marky to get a screening for a summer camp I'd like him to do. So that's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a long day, but a good day. I really have to have these like pep talks with myself in the morning because sometimes I'm just not feeling it. But we're going to get through this, y'all. Taking a Morphe Coca-Cola blending brush and going into the shade Primordial, which is this one here, as the transition. Oh, who's that?
Oh, she's recording.
I'm recording. It is 7 o'clock, so we've got 15 minutes to make a stunning look. You wanna say hi?
I'm a yellow belt.
Yes, you are. I'm so proud of Marky and August. I can't.
I have to get the one like Mike.
Well, Marky's in a different group. He's in a different class, remember? So you get it, because he's in a different age group.
I want to be in,
Oh, you're gonna be there. You're gonna be there before you know it. Maybe next week we'll try putting y'all in class together again, but I don't know.
And Granddad's gonna blow up this pink today.
This color's so pretty. Is that yours?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Why would it be Rivers?
I didn't say that. All right, so I'm trying to just do this like in a kind of subtle way because I think I want to go the halo route today, and the reason why is because I really want to let these shimmers stand out. I did get a compliment on the blue look that I did yesterday. Someone said, your makeup looks fantastic. I was like, thank you. And it did not fade. I'll let y'all know that now. I'm gonna take this brush from Sydney Grace into Primordial. This is just gonna let me concentrate it a little bit more. It's a little slimmer of a brush. All right, that got a bit messy, but it's nothing we can't fix. I really like the Sydney Grace brushes. These are very nice brushes. All right, so I'm just gonna do that for right now. All right, so that's what we are working with. Again, I wanna let the shimmers kind of be the star. Oh, I do wanna go into this shade here, Folklore. Just a little bit on this outer corner. I think I wanna do one more look with this palette I just feel like there's so many cute color combos with this one. And if I didn't say it, I'm using Folklore just on the outer corner. Yeah, that's really nice. So I want to Devotion or Soulstone. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is, let's do Soulstone. That's, oh my goodness, beautiful. Now, oh, I just made a mess right there. It's okay. Are these how the Hollow Bean shimmers were? I'm just curious. I just really did not have a good time with my Freaking Bats palette. I was so disappointed with those, but these are fantastic. Just taking the brush and blending it. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm just taking this flat shader from Bodyography Pro. I thought you wanted a hug. I love you. Okay, look, brush your hair. You and Marky are my best boys. Going back into Primordial. I'm just trying to keep this really close to the lower lash line without going into my eye.
Perfect.
This is Artifact, and I'm gonna use an eggshell pencil brush for the inner corner highlight. I'm hoping this isn't too dark. This might be a bit dark. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I didn't even use the Mayron mixing medium. This is gorgeous. Okay, this is gonna be pretty. All right, here's the second look. Yeah, I'm coming back for one more because this is so nice. All right, I am going to finish the look with my liner and mascara. I'll be back to let you know what I think about this one. All right, back with the finished look. To finish off the look, I used this shade Bordeaux from Victoria Beckham in the waterline. I think it really looks nice with Soulstone, which was that, I don't know, what is it, fuchsia shimmer. And I have on my Maybelline Surreal Falsies mascara. I feel like we're 2 for 2 with these looks from Moonfall. I really want to do one more. I was gonna do 2, but I think this palette really lends itself to so much more. So we're gonna do one more look. I hope y'all have a great day. It is time to go. Say bye. Oh, so y'all, today is Thursday, May the 4th. So y'all know it's Star Wars Day. So the child. So I cannot find my Star Wars shirt, and that's okay. But I do have a bunch of Star Wars socks. They may not be matching. I'm gonna put them like over my jeans, just so you know you can see them. And I'll probably wear this headband for some of the day. What's on my face? Same base. Blessed Atelier Foundation Stick Dior Concealer. Oh, with a little bit of my Huda Beauty concealer because it was too light, so I'm just mixing that. I have on Gucci bronzer and Pat McGrath Desert Orchid just because I don't know, well, I do know what I'm gonna do, so I just didn't wanna have too much going on with the blush. And then something else I have on, I can't remember. Oh, and the Rare Beauty powder, NARS primer. All right, we're gonna go into a Folklore. I have a Sydney Grace, a blender. And I'm gonna be taking this on the outside. I was gonna do 2 looks and then I was like, no, we gotta do one more. And by the way, I am liking the NARS primer. Before this, I was using the MAC Paint Pot, which I'm still using, but I do like the NARS primer as well. Again, these mattes are very, very pigmented. So I'm just trying to go in with just a light hand, a little bit at a time. Oh, since it's Star Wars Day, we should do like a galactic look. Well, all the looks I feel like I've seen with this palette are very galactic looks. August is still asleep. He's gonna have to get his little butt up. And then he's gonna be mad, talking about, why are you rushing me? I'm just gonna kind of take what I have and blend it over. I'm actually gonna go into Primordial to do that blending over. Same brush, because I don't want too deep of a transition. So I'm just kind of going over what I have so you can kind of see the 2 colors kind of blending in together. They work really nicely together. I just remembered I have staff course this morning. All right, I'm just about to let y'all know this eye right here is about to get redone because I don't like it. Because then I tried to wipe it off and now it's uneven. This eye is cool. That's gonna be our start, but I'm gonna redo this one really fast. And then we're gonna get into the shut up. It just doesn't look that bad, but I don't like it. So I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I'm back. This looks much better. I don't know what was going on. Okay, now it's time for the shimmer. I wanna use two. I wanna use Night Song. Trying to, you know, get into my little blues. I think I'm gonna just go in with a finger. I'm not gonna spray it with anything. I wanna use Night Song and I wanna use Artifact again. You know what though? I don't think I used Devotion like all over the lid. So let's do that. Let's use Devotion today. Let's let Devotion shine a little bit. Oh, that looks so good, y'all. So I was gonna use this one in Artifact, but no, let's use Devotion. I'm just so thrilled like with the vibrancy of this palette. Like it is so pigmented, it's beautiful, really beautiful. So we did Night Song, going into Devotion now. Just taking my index finger. Like this is what makes makeup exciting to me. This, when I feel it, and this is it. It's like so beautiful, so inspiring. This is what I love. Tapping this one, this is one you do want to use with a glitter primer, but I forgot. It's so sparkly and beautiful. It can create some fallout. Yes, look at that. That is just magnificent. I'm just taking this little brush here and just blending everything. It's clean, nothing's on it. I'm taking a smudge brush from InkShow and going into Primordial. I'm just gonna sweep this under the lower lash line. I'm just kind of tapping it in there and then dragging it over. Now, honestly, I mean, I could do the green inner corner highlight again, but I really don't want to. I think I'm gonna just reach into something else. I have my Sydney Grace Temptalia palettes out here because I was looking for some comparisons, and I think I'm gonna take like a champagne-y type shade or silvery shade from one of these palettes. Let's do Heart Dog. This is coming from On the Horizon. I'm just gonna use that same brush into Heart Dog. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so here is the final look. Oh, so pretty. Ooh, wait a minute, we gotta blend that out a little bit. I don't think I'll let my primer dry really good when I went to redo this eye. But this is the finished look, y'all. It's so pretty, oh my gosh. I'm gonna put on my liner and mascara and I will be back to let you know what I think about this one. Cute. All right, y'all. I'm back with the final look. I'm sad. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Is this my favorite? I think this is my favorite. Wow. Like this is. Yeah. To finish off this look, I used the Victoria Beckham liner in this shade Fig. So it's, can you see it right there? It's a little plum shade. And I have on the Maybelline Surreal Falsies mascara. I feel like that's the only mascara I wear. I did put on a lippy. This is one of my favorite lipsticks. It is the shade Adrian by Chanel. Oh my God, y'all. This is, let me see how much of this I have left. Oh, I still have a good amount. One of my favorite shades in my whole collection. All right, you guys, I just got back in from work. Makeup look stayed pretty good throughout the day. We're about to get into these comparisons, this swatch party. I'm so excited. I am really hoping that this is going to be helpful for any of you who did not get Moonfall, who are thinking about it, or who would prefer to dupe the vibes. I have something for all of the shades. So we are gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna try to do this quick. So we're gonna start with Folklore. And I have two shades, both are from Lethal Cosmetics. This shade here is called Midnight, and that is from the Night Flower palette. This one is a single I purchased called Deceit. So here's Folklore, Midnight from Night Flower, and then Deceit, which was another single. And again, these are both from Lethal Cosmetics. So these are very close. These are the closest purples that I had to Folklore. Next, let's check out dupes for Artifact. I do have 4 shades that I picked from my collection. First, we have Celesta from Divina. Patina is from Cleona. Hot Spiced Cider is from Terra Moons. And Martian is also from Terra Moons. I love swatching these because, you know, when you look at something, sometimes when you swatch it out, you can see it's not really a dupe. But here is Artifact from Moonfall. And then we have Celesta from Divina, Patina from Cleona. We have Hot Spice Cider from Terra Moons, and then Martian from Terra Moons. These two are pretty close. Patina is pretty close to Artifact. Next, we have the shade Primordial. For dupes, I have the shade Trespass from Lethal Cosmetics. And this one I don't think is super close. This is Heartthrob from Looksy Beauty. So here we have Primordial from Moonfall, Trespass from Lethal, and Heartthrob from Looksy. This one, Trespass, is the closest that I have. But this also kind of reminds me of some of the shades that we can get in the Pat McGrath palettes. That's the first thing I thought about. All right, next we're gonna be looking at the shade Night Song. I have 2 shades that I think are pretty good dupes. First, from Terra Moons, we have Orion's Belt. And second, we have Hydrosphere from Lethal Cosmetics. This is from the Evergreen palette. So here is Night Song, and you know, Night Song has a bit of a purple tone in it. So these aren't the greatest of dupes, but this one does. Hydrosphere has some purple in it, but this is just more rich. And Orion's Belt is a bit off, but these are the closest that I had to Night Song. Next is the shade Rebirth. I only have 1 shade that somewhat came close, and that shade is from Sydney Grace. It is hashtag It's a Boy. It's this one right here. Rebirth is definitely a unique shade in my collection. You can't even build up It's a Boy to this level of pigment that we see in Rebirth. And then next up is Devotion. I have 5 shades. So we have Regal from Cleona, Violet Hollow from Glam Shop, Moontide from Terra Moons, Royalty from Cleona, and Are You a Good Witch from Divina. All right, so this is Devotion from Moonfall. We have Regal from Cleona. A little bit off. It's got some different color specs in there, but pretty close. Violet Hollow from Glam Shop. And then we have Moontide from Terra Moons. We have Royalty from Cleona, and Are You a Good Witch from Divina. So these 2 are pretty close. The Royalty shade, these are like spot on, I think. But these are all pretty close. Another shade I was worried about was Moon Moss. Not worried, but you know what I mean. I didn't think I had a dupe for this, and I have one that's somewhat close, we'll see, from Divina Cosmetics. It is the shade Saudade. I think that's how you say it. So you can see this one is not a dupe. Moon Moss, I knew that was gonna be very unique in my collection. And I tried to build this one up, but it has a whole different tone, just like a lot more olivey. So no dupes in my collection for Moon Moss. And next we're gonna take a look at Soulstone. So I have quite a few. I have my friend Jammy's shade from Pretties for Your Face, Trinbago, Magellanic from Divina, Girls Night from Sydney Grace, Cygnus from Divina, Smolder from Cleona. And you see some of these do have a shift. You can see from right there. But here's Soulstone, Trinbago, Magellanic from Divina, Trinbago is Pretties for Your Face, Girls Night from Sydney Grace, Cygnus from Divina, and Smolder from Cleona. And the Cleona one really has a unique shift. This one? The Sydney Grace one is pretty close. It just doesn't have the golden flecks in it. It just looks so different in the camera. And then when I'm looking at my arm, these 2 are really close to each other. I think they're kind of similar. This one really has a lot of opaqueness to it that I like, whereas the 2 Divina shades, I think, have more of a see-through base. And these are all really pretty shades though. And lastly, we have the shade Sentinel. I have 3 shades that are possible dupes. We have Apple Picking from Sydney Grace. I have the shade Thrilled from Sydney Grace. And then I have one more from the Evergreen palette from Lethal, which is Nightless. All right, we've got some pretty good dupes for this one. Here's Sentinel. Here's Apple Picking. That's kind of the outlier. Here's Thrilled. And here is Nightless. So these 3 I think are spot on. So those are my dupes for Moonfall. So I do hope that those were helpful. I also thought that my Sydney Grace and Temptalia palettes would have some possible dupes. I'm just gonna show them really quick. There's a couple of shades, but not what I thought. But you know, the Moonfall palette has got this galactic theme, and so I automatically thought about these palettes because they're kind of galactic as well. And let's start with Quintessence. So, you know, not a dupe for the color story at all, but there were just, you know, a couple of shades I was kind of thinking about, like Interstellar, looking at that, and Sentinel. That one looked kind of similar. That might be it. You do have this purple shade that could maybe dupe Devotion, the shade Aurora. I'm not gonna swatch all these, but I was just trying to think of like, how could someone dupe the vibes or get a similar look, or if you like kind of galactic looks. Let's look at On the Horizon. On the Horizon does have this navy shade, Midnight Courage. I don't know if anything swatched as deep as Rebirth in the Moonfall palette. That's like, it's almost black. So I don't really have anything else like it. And you know, this all may be a stretch, but I really like to try to look, you know, through other things that I have. And then looking at Radiant Reflection, I don't really see anything in this one. I think I was just thinking of these like, I don't know, starry type color stories. Those just came to mind, so I wanted to take a look at them in case anybody was thinking about those palettes. That's gonna be it for the swatches. Let's go ahead and get into my final thoughts. Final thoughts on this palette. I think this was definitely a great purchase. It's definitely one of my favorite palettes I've used this year. I love that it's only 9 shades. I love how they all go together. I mean, this was put together so well. I'm so happy with this purchase. It is one of my favorite of the year. Everything performed beautifully. No dud shades. Everything's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's a perfect palette. I did reach into the Sydney Grace palette for an inner corner highlight for this look, but I mean, we all have things that we could use for that. What does bias mean? Oh, Marky's saying, excuse me. Bias is, she's a turn your bag. Bias is, okay. You don't want your bias to be on. You want to have your bias off, because bias is like having judgment, okay? Like especially towards other people. Judgment, like when you decide how you feel about someone or something, maybe based on how they look or based on what you think you know or experiences you have. You don't want to have your bias on.
I'm listening.
You're listening? I appreciate that. All in all, wonderful palette. If you were thinking about this palette, I mean, coming from someone who has a lot of palettes and indie makeup, like, I am proud to add this to my palette count. And I just think this was beautifully done. I think that if you like lighter looks, you know, this is going to be a little deep and grungy. You know, you may have to bring something else into it. But I mean, these shimmers are they are spectacular. And it's nice to have them in a palette. And I do think the mattes are a great choice and not super common shades. So I would highly recommend this. I am glad I allowed Dr. Ash to influence me to purchase this one. I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for Shroud Cosmetics for the remainder of the year. And that, my friends, is it. I haven't filmed the comparisons yet. I'm going to do that when I get home. But I am hoping that the comparisons were helpful in case you want to dupe the vibes of this palette. I felt like I had a lot of options when I went through my collection, but I'm still happy to have the palette. So thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you're being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Bye.